You guys, it's MJ from Alta Love. How are you? We're heading into over the month of July and August, and just really feeling kind of heightened, and at the same time owning how we're shape shifting our realities, acknowledging, honoring that which we're letting go of, and really shedding it, really releasing the energy stream of the old, you could say. I've had a lot of intuitive kind of insights and also quite heightened emotional waves, uh, which felt very much to me of this release of the old, like really shedding the weight, and almost mourning the loss of the old paradigm of a lot of those kind of darker, corrupt energies, manipulative, deceptive, just the darkness inside, and working through that and shedding that, and then kind of hitting this tipping point, and building momentum over the last 2 years and months, and really in our own kind of soul's timeline, ultimately building momentum into this new reality. And we can only know it for ourselves, right? How we're birthing that reality, what we're intending to create, how we're feeling into our own manifestations. And really, to me, the eclipses are representative of finality and completion, that they're sort of eclipsing, shedding, sort of darkening out one massive cycle, not just as individuals but for all of humanity, as far as like moving into properly feeling the effects of the Aquarian age, and allowing ourselves to birth the intention from our hearts ultimately, and from a unified field of consciousness, acknowledging our common humanity, our our universal, eternal, energetic unity in sovereignty as divine aspects of consciousness. And honoring that divinity and that sacredness is ultimately what ushers in this greater expansion in our lives. And the idea of birthing a new paradigm on the planet, it weirdly is such a personal, unique experience, and at the same time we are bridging this reality together through the internet and through these, I guess, technologies that to me really are representative of us as beings bridging our consciousness. So we are manifesting these technologies which help us in a very real way, like globalize the world. So we're not just these individual nation states anymore. We really, in a real way, have created a new electrical circuit in our own mind through that continual evolutionary cycle of consciousness, of a divine infinite expansion. And then as unique beings, how we're bridging and expanding and relating to ourselves in this reality is also rewiring our own brain and our own DNA and our own genetic structure. And then that is what radiates our messages out to one another. And so, rather than living these sort of enslavement lives, we're breaking into, it's like electrical passages that are like breaking out and grabbing hands on a higher level, and then locking that energy down onto the plant. That's sort of like grid work and earth work, which in essence we're all doing on some level, because if we're here, we're we're working here. A soul's intention is to be here on some level. And it's just the awakening, and then the remembering, and the awakening and the remembering, and this sort of like continual deepening of the knowing of thyself. Because that, you guys know this already, to me is really like the nugget of wisdom and truth that we can yoke and allow it to sort of take over our lives, this sort of miraculous flowing love energy that can move us into a new reality. So, if anything, I would just offer that we are powerful in our intent, powerful in really believing in our purest heart's desire, in as far as how we want to feel and how we want to show up in the world, and how we really vision, imagine, crystallize that divine form that we carry inside our inner eye, in our intuitive eye. which looks radically different sometimes from how the world, from the stories that the world has been telling. And so this 2018, year of the mastery and year of birth is like, it's really cutting out certain energies from our lives, and allowing us to step into something possibly we feel we've been working towards our whole lives. And the miracle here is like the presence of this state is allowing us to sort of yoke this infinite radiance and this sort of infinite resource, right, from within. And it's so sort of direct and tangible and undeniable that it's easy for us in a way to keep doing it once we've got the kind of practice down, and once we've got that conscious awareness really infused in our beingness. That's why certain physical practices, energy work and body work and healing modalities are only going to be more and more relevant, and more people kind of doing them and wanting to teach them and wanting to break free from the system, as it were, right? So that, and that's part of this eclipse season, is part of sharing from a place of love and compassion, and a real honest intention to just live in a happy world, where people are joyful and living from their heart and benevolent and abundant, and really believing there's a way for that to be achieved on this planet, knowing it in a deep way as well. And so allowing those energies to really continue to guide us. And I feel like for a lot of us, it really, I mean, there's this like infinite void of potential, and a complete kind of serenity and release and weightlessness. And this has been something I'm experiencing a lot more of, is just like a lightness in form, a lightness in moving through space, and a lightness in interactions and encounters and alignment as well. Like the alignment flow is incredible. Just every encounter, every situation is just like sort of aligned, and people are really feeling that way. And so it's a relief, and at the same time it's quite exciting. But just because of all the work, there's like this grounded practicality with the excitement, and with the Fearless Life Tribe and with Team Love, there's this, for me certainly in my life, there's like this new support. And so finally I can feel like these pillars of support, which of course is perfect timing, divine timing, for the to really build the movement, right? Because if we haven't got that integrity in place, it's probably less stable. And there needs to be somehow a sense of stability, greater stability perhaps, for more and more people to take a leap, which is why these pillars and these movements and these things are kind of all around us. Because now, to me anyway, it's like this access point. These, like, the plastic free, the environmental movements, the vegan, vegetarian, or at least just more conscious eating movements, like the yoga, the meditation, all of these are access points to higher consciousness for humanity, for us to get clean and clear in our bodies, to recognize that these bodies are the fullness of our manifestation ability. And so the presence awareness in our form is really like, is what we're yoking, is what we're practicing. And that continual practice shape shifts our realities, right? And the more, it's so paradoxical, is the more you relinquish control, the more your reality shape shifts for the better. But you're continually asked to let go. You're continually asked to then keep shedding, keep purging, keep reworking, keep being aware of where we're operating from, and how we're interacting with one another. So it's a diligent discipline, but it's well worth the reward, because it's awesome. Because life, I'm perpetually amazed, and increasingly so, like my sort of efficiency and getting stuff done in alignment, and not putting pressure on myself when I'm not feeling like doing a certain thing, and not necessarily getting stuck in a kind of stuck routine which could weigh me down, but feeling in the flow to that true inspired action in the present moment, which is pretty much what you guys get, what the Fearless Life Tribe get, and how I work with All to Love, how it's always been, right? Because I always was guided by the intuition. It's been a conscious journey of looking. That's really where the book it comes from, is that experience of having an awakening and then undergoing these quite deep and profound experiences, which showed me my unconscious, which showed me my deeper wounds, which showed me my kind of cellular program, and it continues to. But what's shifted now is like a greater awareness and a very deep healing, a very deep emotional healing that has liberated me from a past illusion, from a density, from a weight around my beingness, you know, and how that looks in our physical reality is a little different for all of us, but certainly for me, it's complete transformation. Um, I'm living in completely different situations. All the people, except for my family, which is my tightest family, all the other people in my life I've like exited, and yet there's new people who reflect me better, who are really amazing and kind of in alignment with All to Love, in alignment with the Fearless Life Guide. So sort of 15 years of this sort of isolated, dark, lonely journey just kept like digging deep. You know, I talk about it in the book. Just keep going, just keep digging deep, and eventually, in a miraculous way, you keep taking leaps, and you really do find yourself in this new reality. So, heightened times, transformational times, and again, even though it might seem scary, even though it might be like the thing you just are like, but it couldn't be this, but you know that you have to make changes, make the changes, you know, make the changes, because it's like the universal energies or the cosmic energies are really ushering in this squeezing heightened energy, which is like going to pop lids off, right? So in essence, you could imagine it's almost more painful just to take it off, just to you know, break down, be vulnerable, drop the facades, because it's really becoming more transparent. And yeah, it's like the energy is just squeezing energies out, purging them out. And whether we like it or not, this is part of like the juice, is like whether we like it or not, the planet is going through this awakening. The planet is restructuring itself on an evolutionary level, and then on an energetic level. So we're just, in a way, we're along for the ride. And the more we can learn to relax and enjoy the ride, the better it gets. It's just a unique and sort of interesting process to sort of unravel from within ourselves the stuff that weighs us down or blocks us from that inherent joy or from that inherent bliss. So I hope that was useful to you guys. I hope that you're enjoying these energies and enjoying a hot summer wherever you are, just decent good weather wherever you are, and know that you're loved. Know that there's a lot of love and compassion for you, and that, you know, it's only a true desire that you're feeling that love from within yourself, and allowing, trusting, and seeing that love around you as well. And know that it's all love ultimately. It's just varying forms, varying spectrums of a kind of creative energy. Choose love, you guys. Choose love. Ooh, I'm roasting in this car. I think I gotta open a window and shoot. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.